We welcome you to a Saturday night of hoops here from Tech High School. The City Alliance tournament continues with a doubleheader right here on IndianaSRN in the first contest. Cathedral taking on Chatard. Let's thank some of our sponsors of the winter season here for high school hoops on IndianaSRN. And I think IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation. We do it all. Have the Piper Logistics player of the game to follow tonight's contest. And also the Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. We welcome you to Tech High School on the east side of downtown Indianapolis for the first semifinal of the night. Cathedral taking on Chatard. Ben, we've got a really good basketball game to start this thing off. Winners of games the other night, both teams coming in on win streaks, but you can't talk about Cathedral without talking about Xavier Booker.
Of course not. Number 3 recruit in the country, going to Michigan State next year. So he's been on everyone's map, whether you're in Indiana or across the country. And I'd say this year he's had some injury issues, but he's lived up to the hype. You know, he's a complete player, and this team is so good that he doesn't even put up those kind of eye-popping numbers you would expect from him, because there's pieces all around him that he doesn't have to be that guy where he goes out and gets 20 every night. Yeah,
you're exactly right. 12 and 8 for Xavier Booker. Jerron Tibbs averages 19. He is a Purdue football commit. Kohler, Slaughter, some guys that step up as well. They beat Purdue Polytech to get to the semifinal, 98-53. And Ben, this is a team that averages 75 points per contest. They look to light it up here this evening.
Yeah, and I think that will be the biggest issue for Chatard. It's kind of controlling the pace of this game and not really letting it get away from them, because they make one mistake, it's going to be Cathedral running the other way with numbers, and they're going to look to get out and get some quick scores. So if Chatard can kind of control this game and play at a slower pace, they only average about 60 points per game but only allow 49. If they can control this one, they'll have a good chance, but if you let Cathedral start to get hot, it could get out of control quick.
Chatard has won 5 in a row. They are led by Robert Davidson, averaging 16 points and 6 rebounds per contest. They knocked off Heritage in a good one there tonight, 50-42. Roseman stepped up with 12. Davidson had 15. You mentioned the key, slowing it down a little bit. We're going to be hearing a lot of Robert Davidson here this evening as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. He can kind of stretch the floor. He can score from wherever, and when they need a bucket, they can rely on him. And like I said, he's not really a very predictable player, so he'll mix it up on you and really make you guard him close. He's a tough guard and really the focal point of this team, but they've got great pieces around him. And Coach Roseman, it's only in his second season, but he's really got the Chatard players in this program to kind of buy in to what he's bringing over there to Bishop Chatard. Last year, I believe they started off 10 or 12-0, had a really good start to the season. And this year, they're still only sitting with 2 losses, both to Covenant Christian, who we're going to see later tonight.
Yeah, Ben, and talk about real quick just the importance for Chatard to attack the basketball, or attack the basket on offense, but also defense, because you've got a guy at Cathedral over 6'10" that's going to be in there getting all those boards.
Yeah, I think they know just as well as we do how good of a team they're going up against. So you can't really let that get in your head. You have to focus on what your team does well. And if they stay aggressive, and they see their opportunities, you can't be scared. You have to go ahead and try and take them. There's going to be some times where they're going to get some open shots. You just got to let them fly and hope you knock them down. And if the shots are falling for them, they're going to have a good night.
2 good ones tonight. This one, the first one, Chatard and Cathedral. We have you covered right here on IndianaSRN on our YouTube page. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Twitter and Facebook. Ben, I got to go back to last night. We had some really good games. Ended up on Channel 8 a few times. Park Tudor with the buzzer beater. Traders Point had a big one. We can only hope for something along those lines here tonight.
Yeah, I would be pleasantly surprised if we got something as close as the game you had at Park Tudor last night. That shot's probably going to go down as the best buzzer beater of the season in Indiana, and maybe across the whole country, the way that happened. So you mentioned our YouTube page. You can go to our Twitter page as well. We've got that highlight posted there. You want to check that out. That'll get you fired up before this game.
I told Keith, I said, next year when you have the opening, I want the scoop and score that I had in fall, and I want that bucket on the highlight reel to start every game for the 2023-2024 season. When we come back, we'll look at the starting lineups to get you ready for matchup number 1 of the semifinals, the City Alliance Tournament. Cathedral taking on Chatard. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Tech High School. Let's go to the PA for tonight's starting lineups. Cathedral in their home white uniforms, white shorts. Chatard in their road blue uniforms. Ben, let's run through that starting lineup for both sides before we get to the tip.
For Bishop Chatard, you've got the number 1 freshman Ethan Roseman, number 2 Sam Lewis, the senior, number 4 Nolan Stifler, also a senior, number 11 Robert Daverson, a senior, and finally number 13 Drew Knapp, also a senior. For the Irish, you have number 0 the sophomore Goff, number 3 Sincere Germany, a senior, number 4 Derek Kennedy, also a sophomore, number 22 Jerron Tibbs, a senior, and then number 34 Xavier Booker, the senior in the middle.
And the senior, Xavier Booker, heading to Michigan State. When his playing career at Cathedral is over, he will jump the tip against Robert Davidson. A little bit of a mismatch here to start early.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a mismatch. Anyone he's jumping against this year.
And we are underway. Semifinal number 1, Cathedral, Chatard. Both riding winning streaks. 4 in a row for Cathedral, 5 in a row for Chatard. Cathedral controls the tap, has the basketball. That's Goff. Left side dribble, long range, 3-ball, splash. And just like that, Xavier Booker opens the scoring with a 3.
I mean, just the confidence from that kid. 3 feet behind the line, doesn't hesitate, and knocks down from deep.
Lewis has the ball for Chatard, dishes it to Roseman. Roseman had a big night, scoring 12 on Thursday in the quarterfinal. Here's a dribble drive, lost it, got it back, kick to the right side dribble, 3-ball, answered. And Chatard with the answer. Knapp knocks it down from downtown.
Yeah, really good by Chatard there to have an answer from 3. Robertson did a good job getting into the paint and opening things up for Knapp.
Cathedral with the basketball. Another good look at a 3 here. This one off the rim, no good. And a great job by Chatard there. They're going to push it. Here comes Roseman. Stop, pop, off the rim, no good. And there's those long arms of Xavier Booker. He's got 3 points in his first board.
Really like the shot, though, from Roseman. Was open in the mid-range.
Cathedral. They go quick. Another look at a 3. 3 possessions, 3 attempts, 2 of 3. And Jerron Tibbs, the Purdue football commit, puts it home, and it's 6-3 early in a battle of 3 balls.
Yeah, just doing a really good job moving that ball around the perimeter. No one's really hanging on to it too long, and you see guys are coming off the screens, and they're open.
Robertson to Knapp. Knapp now gives it to Stifler.
Tony, I wanted to point out one really surprising omission. I don't know where he's at, but Jake Davis isn't even on the bench for Cathedral.
Yeah, that is that's something that could be missed here tonight. That's 12 points and 5 rebounds that we don't see in the building. Here's a dribble drive up, off the window, and good.
The determination there by Stifler.
Oh, and he goes over the line. Sorry to break in there. Xavier Booker went to throw it in, took a step on the line, and it's a turnover, the first for Cathedral. And Chatard will look for their first lead of the night after the bucket by Stifler. Inbound pass down low, and it's swatted away. Guess who it is? It's Xavier Booker. Now Cathedral on the run. Booker up under, scoop score off the glass. He's got 5.
Yeah, just turning quick defense into offense there. We saw the big block on the other end, and then just coming right down through the lane and finishing over everyone.
So Stifler has it guarded up top by Xavier Booker. He's going to try to get around him. He does. Booker reaches in. And when you got a big man on you like that, you got to go to the rack and try to take advantage with some hesitation.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Stifler so far. We've seen him have 2 really good takes towards the basket. Kind of drew Booker way out there and just caught him reaching.
Let's see what they do here. They had a great inbound pass on the last one, but it was the long hands of Booker to swat it away. Here's the inbound to Roseman. He'll get the screen, keeps driving. Elbow jumper off the rim, no good. Battle around. Stifler, offensive rebound, kicks it out, and they'll reset the offense for Chatard. Davidson with it, finds Roseman. Roseman, hesitation in the air, no good. And Cathedral grabs the rebound, and quickly Stifler commits the foul.
We've seen a few times already. Roseman's gotten some good looks. They're just not falling for him, but you got to love the hustle from Stifler so far, just making the little plays right now and keeping the energy in Chatard's favor.
As a shooter, this just seems to me to be a weird gym to shoot in.
Yeah, you got a lot of room in the background, and then it's open all around. It is weird, and so far it doesn't seem to be affecting either team.
I think it's easier to shoot down here where we are than it is with all that white and the American flag in the background. We'll see what that does for Chatard in this first half. So the ball was kicked. It'll stay with Cathedral. They have an 8-5 lead here. 5:14 left in the first quarter. Booker gets it in. He'll go down low. They'll throw it across court, and it's another turnover. The steal there by Davidson, and he'll bring it up for Chatard. Trailing by 3. Stifler with the ball. And that's what you got to do when you got a big man on you like that. You got to get around him with your speed. Kicks out, 3-ball, no good. Batted around. That's a long 2, no good. Stifler again gets a hand in there. It's the 3rd offensive rebound for Chatard. Leads to a 3. Good for Knapp. He's got 2 from downtown and 6 early points. We're tied at 8 with 4:44 to go.
I mean, when you're fighting like that and getting offensive rebounds, one of those shots sooner or later is going to fall, and it's been Knapp so far with the hot hand, and this is really the start that Chatard was looking for. Roseman obviously got his guys fired up, and they've answered the call. You can see the tenacity and then just the extra determination they've got out there. They just want the ball more at this point.
Yeah, and Stifler gets his hand in there and then leads to the second chance, really the 3rd chance on that possession opportunity to get the 3. They're saying, hey, look, those long rebounds, we're going to go get those 50-50 balls, and so far Chatard's been able to.
Yeah, you really hope they can keep this pace up, and if they do, this is going to turn out to be a really good game. And I'm sure at some point we're going to see Cathedral settle down, because right now the problems aren't on the offensive end, it's just on the defensive end.
Industrial Sales Associates has been an electromechanical component manufacturer representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. Good luck to all the teams this year. For more information on us, get a hold of Rich, 317-559-3300. Here's a missed three from the left side. Back up top, and Cathedral will reset with the second chance opportunity. Dish down low, up, there's the slam. There's your jam from Xavier Booker. He's got 7. Shows you why he's committed to Michigan State to play for Tom Izzo.
And that's the biggest thing about this Cathedral team, is if you get caught over helping, someone's going to make the right play, and right there it was Booker, and it doesn't get easier than that, flushing with 2 hands.
So 10-8, Cathedral with the lead. And we have a foul. And just like that, that's 3 committed fouls for Cathedral. And we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, that one on Germany. And this is quite the different start than we saw in the Heritage Chatard game. I believe it was 8-4 at the end of the first quarter, so a lot more scoring getting done here tonight.
Semler checks in for Sam Lewis, and Chatard has the basketball, trailing by 2. Dribble drive picked up. We'll dish it to Roseman. Roseman looks for a screen, hands it to Semler, just checked in. Semler back across to Davidson. Now Roseman dribble drive, kicks it, corner 3. Off the front of the rim, rattles around. I think it hit the top of the backboard, so it'll go to. So Booker checks back in for Cathedral. Chatard on a 7-0 run with him on the bench from the end of that first quarter to now. Dribble drive, up, under, scoop, pretty shot, no good. There's Booker, cleans it up off the backboard. Ooh, and he goes down. He's got 13. Used fundamentally with the left hand. I like it.
Yeah, just doing what he does best, using those long arms to gather the rebound and a quick right back up with it and score.
Ooh, dribble drive, hangs in the air, and Robert Davidson gets it to go. It's a 4-point Chatard lead, their biggest of the evening.
Yeah, really impressive take there, the way he was able to navigate through the defenders.
Booker has it. He's going to use that strength, and ooh, it's going to be a foul charge to Chatard. I believe is their 5th. 6th, that's their 6th. So from here on out for Cathedral, it'll be bare minimum the 1-and-1 bin. So important here to get good looks down low and try to get Chatard to cause the foul there to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, and just getting to the free throw line can really kind of throw off the tempo of this game, and they can slow things down and be more deliberate on offense.
So we got 19-16, and oh! The thunder down for Slaughter. Gets in the lane, hammers it. That was very Statue of Liberty-esque there, Ben.
I think we know why he got the last name Slaughter. Just attacked that rim and threw it down.
Cathedral, one of the most athletic high school basketball teams you'll see. Slaughter with the hammer to cut it to a 1-point 19-18 game here on IndianaSRN, game number 1. Semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance tournament. It's been back and forth through the first quarter or so. Here's an up, under, and foul, and 1. Put him on the line. Robert Davidson with another bucket, and he's showing off his athleticism.
That was just awesome, because it's good basketball right there. He saw the defender overplaying, goes back door, and then you have the task of finishing over Booker, and he's been able to win that battle the last few times down the floor. It's an awesome drive and take by Davidson.
His hang time, that's the second and third time we've been able to see where he's been able to hang in the air long enough to get a better look through the trees. Free throw, good, completes the and 1, and Davidson gives Chatard a 22-18 lead. And Chatard really taking it over here in the second quarter. If you like treating somebody special to a delicious meal from Aspen Creek Grill, next time you come in for dinner, buy some gift cards to share with friends. Aspen Creek Grill has great food. Be sure to try our hand-cut fillets. Aspen Creek in Noblesville, 317-559-3300. Well, Ben, it was all Cathedral in that first quarter. Here, a little less than halfway through the second quarter, Chatard starting to stretch their muscle, getting the good looks that they got in the first quarter.
Yep.
Now they're being able to put them in.
Yeah, because even we saw Davidson miss a few in the lane in that first quarter, and this time you kind of mentioned he's driving from the left side and then using the rim as an extra defender against Booker, and that's allowing him to finish from the right side. It's been really fun to watch so far, because Chatard's offense has been clicking, and that's not an easy task against, you mentioned, one of the most athletic teams in the state.
So back to the bench goes Xavier Booker. He went down after a bucket, seemed to be grimacing his ankle. Brady Kohler, who has some height as well, checks in. He's about 6'6". Up under bucket here. Nice usage of space for Jerron Tibbs, and he puts it in off the window.
Yeah, we saw Tibbs there, that possession, working the free throw line extended inside that zone. We saw McAllister come out overhelped, and he slipped right behind him towards the rim.
So 22-20 the score. Chatard with the lead. They've led by as many as 4. Cathedral's led by as many as 6. Roseman with the drive. He hangs in the air off the backboard, no good. Tibbs skies for the board. He kicks it up. Kohler, and it's going to be battled around, and he goes down, and he's going to hold his ankle. He landed awkwardly. We might have an injury timeout here. He landed awkwardly. And we'll see what the call is, as he's going to walk it up, but we're going to have an official timeout to make sure that Kohler is okay. He is, so great job by the referees there to make sure that he is okay, and we play on in the second quarter, 4:34 to go.
Another big key so far in this first half has been Chatard. They've been the ones taking care of the ball better than the Irish, and it's been paying off for them.
And they've been aggressive on the boards, too, and they've really not allowed Booker to get a lot of second chance opportunities. And here's a moving screen, so it'll go back to Cathedral, and I believe that is the 7th foul. So from here on out, the 1-and-1. Obviously, you don't get one on the offensive foul. But Cathedral will be on the free throw line from here on out, and they will go there for the 1-and-1. So Kamari Slaughter had a big dunk here about 2 minutes ago. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2, averaging 9 points per game.
And that's a foul there from Davidson. You're a little frustrated with, because all you have to do is get there with your feet. No need to use the hands, and instead now you're giving Cathedral the opportunity to get back in this game from the line.
1-and-1 here. First one good. And we're tied at 22.
Slaughter averaging just under 10 points per game, a 76% free throw shooter on the season.
And doing a great job of keeping the scoring going with Booker on the bench. Second free throw short. Nice box out there by Chatard, and they're running with it. Dribble drive into the lane. Split the defenders, and it'll be a foul. That's the 6th foul on Cathedral, so both teams will be shooting free throws for the remainder 4:10 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Davidson just doing a good job realizing the defense isn't set and taking it right to him.
And he, off the inbound pass, throws it away, so great defensive pressure there by Cathedral. And it's an 8th turnover by Chatard, and the Irish can take the lead here with the bucket. They're changing that scoreboard on us a lot. It's actually 22-21. It just showed 22 all. Now it's 22-21. Chatard with the lead. Cathedral with the basketball. Slaughter has it. He'll drive to the lane. Left-hander off the glass and good. Chatard picks up the full court pressure.
Slaughter now with all 5 in this second quarter.
Dribble drive floater, splash it home. Nice little play, patient hesitation there by Knapp. I believe he's got 8.
He sure does. He showed off the three-point shooting ability in the first quarter, and now nice touch around the rim with the floater.
Slaughter has it, dribbles into danger, throws it away, but it is corralled by Cathedral. And Kohler drives, steps out of bounds. And Chatard with a 24-23 lead. Robert Davidson will check out.
And it seems like since they went to zone, it's really kind of slowed down Cathedral's offense now. I mean, they're getting some looks here in between, but they've also forced a fair share of turnovers.
And I think this tempo picking up, you would think favors Cathedral, but Chatard doing a good job of controlling it. Around the back goes Semler, thinks twice about the drive, will reset the offense. Great defensive pressure here by Cathedral. Dribble drive by Lewis, tries to dish it out, deflected, and it's going to go to Cathedral. I thought that would stay here with Chatard, but he calls it to Cathedral. So the Irish, with Booker on the bench, can take the lead at the bucket, trailing 24-23.
Again, another situation where we saw the right play made by Chatard. They got into the paint, just couldn't come up with a bucket.
Tibbs has it. He'll drive through the lane, uses his strength, puts it in off the backboard, and one. Put him on a line.
Man, it's just really fun to watch him kind of blossom this year. He was last year kind of in the spotlight behind Tayshawn Comer, and now that he's gone, he gets to run the show, and he's showing us he's got the body to be just an all-around great athlete.
Heading to Purdue next year to play for the Boilermakers on the football side. And with some of the new recruits and transfers coming in for Purdue, we'll see if Tibbs can get some run next year for the Boilermakers. Completes the and one.
He's also got 5 in this quarter.
So Cathedral up to 26-24. Here's the drive. Hangs in the air, and Roseman is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2, looking to tie this one up as Cathedral goes back ahead of the 4th lead change of the evening.
And my initial thought on that one, it was going to be a jump ball. It looked like they got tied up there, but there was probably some contact on the body on the way up.
So Booker still on the bench with 2:49 to go. I believe he only has 1 foul, if not mistaken.
He's got 2.
2 fouls, so maybe you just go ahead and save him for the second half with 2:49 to go. Neither team has been able to get too much separation. Here's a quick pass up. Good look at a 3, wide open, short. Chatard. Ortega is in the game. He grabs the rebound and then turns it over, gets it right back, dishes it forward. Got away with a double dribble. Down low, Roseman hangs in the air, no good. And Cathedral immediately turns it over, bucket good, but it's a charge.
Wow.
So Davidson went for the bucket, got it, but Cathedral in position for the charge, and it'll go the other way.
And Tony, I'm not a fan of that call.
Yeah.
He's right under the basket, and you saw even Davidson, he contorted his body to go around the defender, and that's just really tough. That kills some momentum here for Chatard.
Well, a perfect segue to tell you about Ref Reps. It's designed in partnership with numerous state high school associations, helping officials to hone their skills and promote unity in the reffing world for the rookies and the veteran refs. Check them out at refreps.com. Here's a 3-ball up top for Cathedral. Good. And it's Derek Kennedy. He's on the board with the bucket, and it's a 4-point Cathedral lead on a 12-4 run. I guess you'll take that, Ben, if with Booker on the bench. And here's a throwaway, and Chatard has turned the basketball over on 4 straight possessions.
Yeah, and I think Ortega is going to come out of the game here. He's had some very questionable passes since coming into the game.
Very sporadic for Ortega. Booker remains on the bench with those 2 fouls, but Cathedral was trailing when he checked out, and now they find themselves ahead by 4. Their largest lead of the evening so far is 6. Tibbs dribble drive, kicks it back out to Kohler. Kohler swings it, it's going to go out of bounds, so that's 9 Cathedral turnovers.
I'm a little surprised by some of the turnovers we've seen here in this first half. I mean, we're more than halfway into the season. We're just seeing some careless giveaways.
Very elementary of them. So Chatard with the ball. Here's a drive. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back. Good. Count it and put him on the line. McAllister.
Flexing the muscles there after that one, rightfully so.
And when you see these offensive rebounds and Chatard doing a great job, Ben, of getting to the rim without the big man Xavier Booker out there for Cathedral to slow him down.
Yeah, that was a big part of the reason why they were doing so well on the offensive end in the first quarter, and now they've been able to add a few here in the second as well, and you can see they're turning them into points, which is even bigger.
McAllister puts the free throw in to complete the and one, and it's 29-28 Cathedral. Tibbs double team, drives around it. He'll be fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So double bonus in effect for the remaining 125 here in the first half.
And we've really seen Cathedral, since Booker went out, kind of diversify their scoring and the looks they're getting. And I think it's really kind of opened things up for them. They were settling for a lot of deep threes in that first quarter.
So free throw good. Hoosier Basketball Magazine is in its 53rd year. Check it out now, HoosierBasketball-magazine.com, 317-925-8200. Follow the top high school and college players. Thanks to Kip Wessner of the Hoosier Basketball Magazine for their support of IndianaSRN. Second free throw, no good. Chatard at the basketball, trailing by 2. Dribble drive, floater, in the air, got it! Bucket there by Semler.
There's been a couple times where Semler saw pressure initially, and he stuck through it, and that time got all the way into the paint for the deuce.
We are tied at 30. Dribble drive, floater in the air. And a nice bucket there.
Yeah, Fields using his body to kind of shield away the defender and then floats it up there and gets it to fall.
Might have got away with a little push off. Nonetheless, goes in for the score. 32-30. 45 seconds to go. Cathedral led early. Chatard went on a run to take the lead. And Cathedral back on a decent-sized run here to find themselves ahead by 2 with their best player and Xavier Booker on the bench. Roseman has it, drives, steps, fouled, and 1. So for the second time, he contorts his body for the bucket and a look to complete the and 1 with a trip to the free throw line.
Again, we just see the initial on-ball pressure from Cathedral doesn't phase the ball handlers. This time it's Roseman. And he's got to be one of the better freshmen, I think, in the state. You know, the way he can score the ball. He's not really just a jump shooter. He'll attack the basket, and it's been fun to see him play so far this season.
Completes the and 1 to give Chatard the lead. Yeah, hard to believe he's 15 years old.
Right? And I mean, his older brother last year, a senior, was a heck of a player too for his dad. So it's just a really cool thing over there at Chatard.
So Tibbs will hold for the last shot for Cathedral. Trailing by 1. Under 10. Dribble drive, gets in the air, floats it, got it to go. Tibbs with the bucket. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they'll just heave it. It'll fall short. And we have reached recess. Ben, what a game so far with Cathedral on top, 34-33. Ben, we talk about basketball being a game of runs. We've certainly seen that here in the first half.
Yeah, we have. We saw Cathedral kind of come out, get the first few blows, and then Chatard was able to grind their way back into it. And then we saw at the start of the second quarter, it was Chatard knocking down shots, Cathedral trying to find some offense. And to end this second quarter, it's just kind of been punch after punch for each team.
Halftime coming up here. We'll come back with some stats as well. At halftime in semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance tournament, it's Cathedral on top by 1, 34-33. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year, all sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
We can't have NBA basketball without the ball itself. So today we are going to go balls deep into the history of the ball, starting all the way back to the game's inception. Let's begin the animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later in 72,
a bit out of sorts there is Ethan Roseman. Double teamed up top, finds Lewis. Lewis, corner 3, Knapp, no good. He had 2 of those in the first half, misses this. And Cathedral off and running. Power dribble, dish out. And that's a travel, yeah. He didn't land. And he landed before he threw it, Ben.
Yeah, he can't do that. And we almost saw the second half start off exactly the way the first half started. We saw Booker hit that 3, and then Knapp came down, hit a 3. Knapp had a good look there from the corner, just couldn't connect.
So it's been Cathedral on a 4-0 run in the first minute of the third quarter. They have a 38-33 advantage. They led by as many as 6. Trying to dribble away from the defense, and he throws up an air ball. Cathedral with it, and Bennett looks like they're looking to run. He wanted to give him the alley-oop, but thought twice. Tibbs was in the air trying to find Booker on the alley-oop. Got in the air, missed the shot. Chatard traveled. It was. The call came from across the court, and Robert Davidson was not happy with it.
Yeah, really on in this second half, we're seeing the pressure kind of ramp up from Cathedral. They're getting hands on the ball, hands on passes, and it's working out for them so far. They've forced 2 turnovers.
And we'll have a foul here.
Got a feel for Stifler there a little bit. He's like, what am I supposed to do right there?
So Cathedral on a 4-0 run to start the third quarter. A minute and a half gone by. Here's the inbound. Dishes it right back down low on a nice little right-handed hook. Jerron Tibbs puts it in.
And he's really taken over since that second quarter. That time just using his physicality to get a good post up. And turns and gets the hook shot to go at the front of the rim.
So Roseman has it. 40-33. It's a 7-point Cathedral lead. That's their largest of the night here in the City Alliance Tournament. Semifinal number 1. Semifinal number 2 coming up right here on IndianaSRN as well. Almost a turnover. Chatard has it. They'll look for a 3 here. Up in the air. Good. Nice bucket by Knapp. He's hit 3 from downtown. He's got 11. And it's 40-36, a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We're back here, third quarter action of the semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance tournament from Tech High School here on IndianaSRN. And Ben, it's been a flurry of up and down tempo throughout this game, but here early in the third quarter, Cathedral's certainly been looking to push that tempo.
Yeah, they sure have. They've gotten a lot more physical. We've seen them scoring around the rim, and then if Knapp didn't knock down that last 3, this game could have really stretched the lead and gotten out of hand, but a good answer there by Chatard to keep them in this one.
So Cathedral had their largest lead of the evening before Knapp's 3 on the last possession. So we're 2.5 gone by here in the third. Cathedral with the ball. Left side swing to Booker. He's got 13. He'll go to the lane. Kicks it out. And that's going to go out of bounds on the turnover. It's too hard of a pass there. Too close.
Yeah, we've seen I mentioned this in the first half. Just a lot of times there's some either careless passes or they're putting too much on it and just throwing it away. It's been surprising here, considering how talented and how well coached these two teams are.
So Cathedral going to keep with that full court pressure. Booker still in the game. He's got 13 and 2 fouls. Davidson dishes it up top to Semler. Stolen away by Goff. LeBron up off the glass and good. That's the second time he's stolen it and taken it to the rack. And just like that, Roseman gets in the air, hangs, tries to get bailed out. Ball is turned over and a frustration foul there immediately.
Just got a little too cute with it there. We saw him kind of jump up in the air and then what looked to be a no-look pass, and Cathedral was all over it.
So Chatard kind of going into panic mode a little bit. They've been down in this game. They've been able to come back by as many as 8. They were down 6. They took the lead by 2 there in that second quarter. Dribble drive, dish out. Slaughter's going to think about the corner 3. He'll take it, rims out. And we've got a foul, and it's going to be charged to Cathedral. I believe it was Canada. So that's his second, team's first.
And I think the biggest difference from how this game started off for Cathedral in the first half compared to now is just it's the defensive intensity. They've really ramped it up, and you can see just on top of the ball handler right from the get-go.
And when you got a guy down there on defense at 6'11", it's hard to get a good look at the rim. Here's a dribble drive by Robert Davidson. Foul, they're going to call it on the ground. So he completed the bucket, but they're going to call it on the ground. And Chatard will inbound it. They'll throw it up for Roseman. The freshman hangs again. Rattles out, no good. Booker has it. Slaughter lowers the shoulder. Miss. Booker tips it. Roseman has it. He'll push it. Numbers here for Chatard. Left side. Dribble drive. And he'll pick up. Bend them fundamentals. Don't pick up that dribble. And Roseman turns it over. And it's a 4-on-2. Let's see what Cathedral can do with it. Nice extra pass to Goff. Goff goes up, gets the contact. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Looking to add to a 6-point lead here for Cathedral.
Just a really good find there by Tibbs. Kind of slowed up his pace when he got to the rim, and that allowed Goff to get behind the defense. Now he's going to the line for 2.
Tam Sweeten's Savory Cafe is a new spot for breakfast. or lunch, open Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast and our sweet baked goods located in Lawrence. Check out Tam's at 6427 Oak Landon Road, 317-760-1640. First free throw for LeBron Goff is good.
And he's got all 5 of his points here in this third quarter.
It's a 7-point advantage. If he makes it here, it'll be the largest advantage for Cathedral this afternoon at 8. Announcer Jinx, no good. And Chatard with the basketball, trailing by 7. More than halfway through the third quarter. Dribble drive blocked. There's the size of Booker. They'll try to get it forward to him. It is turned over. Ortega, coast-to-coast pass, caught and fouled. Robert Davidson will go to the line. Ortega loves to throw those cross-court passes.
Yeah, we saw a few of them not work out so well. This time it did, and just a good job having his head up the court, finding Davidson, who's just been great around the rim tonight.
So Davidson will go to the free throw line. This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, audio without the written consent and permission of the IHSAA and IndianaSRN is prohibited. Free throw is good.
Gives him 10 points on the night.
Cuts the lead for Cathedral to 6 with one more free throw to come.
Davidson, the senior on the team, leading the Trojans in scoring at 16 points per game, also a 77% free throw shooter.
Second free throw, good. Cuts it to 5 at 43-38.
That last foul gave Goff his third.
Goff will have to be careful. And in fact, he heads to the bench. Dribble drive, Kennedy off the rim, no good. Great rebound there by Chatard, and he'll travel.
And you can see the frustration over there from the coaching staff. That is a situation where Wade McAllister should never be trying to start the break. You just grab that rebound and chin it and wait for the guard to come get it from you.
Yeah, when you're not used to running that tempo and you see somebody come to defend you, you panic. You usually pick up your dribble, and that leads to a turnover. And he'll check out. Stifler will check back in. Booker in there. Stifler has done a pretty good job of keeping him contained down low throughout this contest when they've matched up against each other.
He really has, and he was the spark plug early on in this game that kind of got the crowd into it for Chatard. And
here's a dribble drive. Tibbs up off the backboard, no good. Ortega with it. He'll give it off. Nice little move behind the back here by Semler. Ortega looks at the top of the key three, thinks twice about it. Tries to dribble out of pressure. Gets to Davidson. Davidson drives, and he is fouled up top. So Chatard will inbound it. I believe that's 4 fouls for Cathedral.
That one was on Fields, his first.
And 2:46 to go here in the third. 43-38 in the back and forth contest. Dribble drive here for Davidson, and he's stripped, but he is fouled by Kennedy. That's the 5th. So if Chatard continues to stay aggressive, they can find themselves heading to the free throw line. 2 more fouls to the 1-and-1.
Now we've got 3 on Kennedy as well.
So Ortega will throw it in. Stifler sets the screen, and he'll take it up top. They'll slow it up here a little bit.
You've seen a few times in the first half, Stifler's done just that, taking him off the dribble.
Yep, nice move by Stifler, just can't finish. Yeah, when you got a big guy like that, you've got to take him off the dribble. And just like that, offensive rebound off the glass and good. So Booker with the rebound, drives down, misses, puts it back in. I believe he's got 15.
And if I'm Semler there on that defensive possession, I'm doing whatever to try and sell the charge.
And he, you know, when you've got a bigger defender on you like Stifler has, driving to the lane, that's when the jump stop or hesitation comes in, because you know Booker's eyes are going to light up and try to swat that thing into the 4th row. Ortega has it, dribbles out of it, it's deflected and thrown back in. Chatard has it. Knapp thought about a 3. He's knocked down 3 of them so far. There's a nice Hesitation, stutter step, no good. Oh! And Tibbs skies for the rebound, goes down. He hit hard, but he gets right back up. Went up for the big man rebound. Didn't land on his feet. Luckily, he's okay. And a minute 39 to go.
Davidson a little frustrated there. Made the perfect move to free himself up at the rim, and again, couldn't connect from close. There's been a few times where he's gotten all the way to the basket and they just roll out.
So Guy checks back in here for Chatard. Minute 39 to go in the third quarter. And Ben, it looks like here Chatard is going to pick up in the backcourt as well and answer that press that Cathedral has shown on the defensive side.
And that was something we saw in the first half early on. They were able to force a quick turnover from it. And that's just...
Oh, you got to look up, and this will be a slam down. Yes, sir. So they break the pressure pretty easily. Kohler finds Booker for the slam. He's got 17. It's a 9-point Cathedral lead.
Yeah, you just can't have that when they're breaking the press in 2 passes.
Nice drive here. Hesitation. Thought he was fouled. Offensive rebound thrown up. Hesitation in the air for Davidson. Misses it, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line, and from here on out for Chatard, every foul committed to Cathedral will land the Trojans on the free throw line.
And that's huge when you're down by almost 10 points. It can really change the game, and they can fight their way back into this one from the free throw line.
Best way to get back into a basketball game is putting points on the board with the clock stopped. First free throw off the rim, no good. Of course, if you convert on them.
And one of my favorite things I've noticed so far is watching Chatard. There's been a few times where they get past their initial defender and they think they've got a good look at the rim, and then they realize it's Booker right there, and they got to adjust midair. And that time Davidson was able to pick up a foul, but I noticed Roseman did it one time. He thought he had a good look on a little runner and then realized it's Booker right there and had to quickly turn and throw it out.
Second free throw good. It's an 8-point Cathedral lead. A minute to go here in the third quarter. It's been a fast tempo contest. Cathedral with the basketball. Under a minute now. Tibbs has it. Down low, Booker. Booker dishes it. Dribble drive. Right hand off the backboard. No. Tipped around by Booker. And Davidson has it for Chatard. 43 seconds to go. They push forward to the freshman. Hanging in the air. Ethan Roseman puts it down.
His first bucket of the second half gives him 11 on the night.
47-41. And it's going to be a charge. So Tibbs drives the lane and lowers his shoulder a little bit too much. And again, closing out a quarter strong here. Chatard on a nice little run to cut it to 6.
Yeah, you love when you can string an offensive score into a defensive stop here. Now it's even bigger if you can get another bucket.
So Roseman has it. He'll give it off to Stifler. Stifler picked up top by Booker. Dribble drive, thinks about it. Picks up his dribble. Back up top to Roseman. He'll get into the lane. Dish it for 3. Short. And Cathedral has numbers. They push it forward. Up under bucket. And an immediate steal by Brady Kohler. Cathedral back with it. 3 in the air with the buzzer. No good. So a flurry of activity there to end the quarter. And Cathedral takes an 8-point lead into the fourth quarter, 49-41. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action right here on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Fourth quarter coming up here from Tech High School. Game number 1, semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance Tournament exclusively right here on Indiana SRN. A big fourth quarter coming up here. And, Ben, what we talked about, to get back in the game for Chatard, they're going to the free throw line every foul the remainder of this contest.
That's huge, and I'm sure Coach Ken Roseman really hammered that into his team. Stay aggressive, be strong with that ball and fight through that contact, and you'll be rewarded.
And they start with the basketball. It's Davidson up top. Looks for Roseman. Roseman, nice dish. Stifler gets Booker in the air, up, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line, so a great move there by Stifler to get Booker in the air, and he drives in for the foul.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were looking for if you're Chatard. And going back to that third quarter, that was really the separating quarter so far in this game. The first two quarters were only separated by a bucket in either direction for each team. That time, Cathedral outscored Chatard 15-8.
So Stifler to the line for two. First one off the rim, no good. Jack Cherry Insurance Agency. We suggest you contact his team for all of your insurance needs, from family, car to business, and your home. An insurance company that will serve you. Contact him today, 317-894-7000. Stifler's second free throw is good. The first points of the fourth quarter belong to Chatard, and it's a 7-point, 49-42 advantage.
Stifler's got 3 points on the night, but he's been tasked with trying to stop Booker on the defensive end, a much bigger task.
Kohler has it, gets it to Booker. Booker lowers the shoulder, and he's fouled. I thought we might see a charge there. Nonetheless, it'll put Booker on the line, and he will shoot two.
You can't knock Guy for at least trying there. I mean, what else is he going to do?
So Guy commits his second foul.
And you can see Coach Roseman, he wants the explanation on that one.
Booker's first free throw short. He'll have one more. Jack's Donuts is a great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack's Donuts near you, or the one at 9105 East 56th Street. Check out Jack's Donuts in your neighborhood, the official donut of Indiana SRN. Second free throw, good. It's an 8-point advantage as Chatard crosses the timeline with the basketball. Roseman dribbles left side, and he's going to look for the Roseman-Davidson show. Waits patiently. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Nonetheless, Semler will drive with it and pull it back out. No real sense of urgency yet for Chatard. Dribbles out of it, gets the crowd off their feet. Roseman throws it away. It's actually deflected off of Roseman. He thought Cathedral hit it, and it's a turnover. Seemed to be a little bit of a miscommunication there. Too much dribbling, not enough screening away.
Yeah, but Semler did a good job to kind of free up himself using a nice kind of crossover and got the defender to fall.
Cathedral answers with a three. It's Brady Kohler.
His first bucket of the night, and a big one to really stretch out this lead.
He's got some size. And a nice little J from downtown.
Only a sophomore, too.
It's a 9-point lead. Booker stays out there. He guards Stifler. Roseman drive, hangs, floats it, no good. And Cathedral off and running. Kohler tried to gather it, can't. Ball on the ground. It's going to go off of Cathedral, I believe. No, they're going to say it's off of Chatard. I thought that went off of Cathedral.
Yeah, it looked like at the last second their guy tried to make a diving attempt to hit it off the player's leg.
I thought he did.
And it's kind of interesting to see here. We're already seeing the next level for Cathedral coming up. They've got a couple of sophomores getting a lot of action in this game in Goff. And you see Kennedy and also Kohler, who hit that last bucket, all sophomores. So they've got some good talent after this senior class leaves.
Kohler with the basketball looks about 6'5", and as a sophomore, he's probably got a few more inches to grow. Tips, drives, finds Booker. Booker three, rim, no good. Batted around. Davidson has it. It's an 11-point lead. Knapp thought about the three. He's knocked down 3 of them. Roseman has it. Davidson, 3 ball in the air. Good. Make it an 8-point game. Timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
5:55 to go in the fourth quarter. From the City Alliance Tournament semifinal number 1, Cathedral and Chatard. Tony and Ben with you. Got a good one down to the stretch here. Chatard just knocked down a 3-ball to get within 8. Cathedral's led by as many as 11. Semifinal number 2 coming up right here on IndianaSRN. Stay with us. Booker with the basketball. Will drive on Stifler. Nice backdoor cut. Oh, collision. It's going to be a block. And he thought he got the charge. As Colin Guy steps in, he's charged for the foul. And that'll put Tibbs on the free throw line for 2.
And we've seen a few times here from Tibbs why he scores as much as he does. He makes a lot of good plays off the ball that frees him up around the rim.
First free throw good. 54-45. Cathedral with the lead.
He's now got 15 points on the night.
And don't forget, after the game, we'll have the Piper Logistics player of the game. Second free throw, no. Battle around, offensive rebound, Slaughter, and it's taken away. Now thrown away, back, Booker has it. Booker finds Tibbs, corner 3, good! It's a 12-point advantage after the 3.
I hate to be that guy, Tony, but I think that right there was the dagger.
Yep. And Chatard has not gotten to the free throw line, although in the bonus from here on out.
Yeah, we saw it the first possession of the fourth quarter, and then since they haven't been back.
And Ben, at what point here do we see a little bit more of a sense of urgency from Chatard?
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. They're pulling it out here and really taking their time. You can't really afford that, especially when you're playing a team like Cathedral.
So Stifler swings, dishes, and that's going to go out of bounds. Yeah, I mean, you don't need 3 balls necessarily yet, but you do need quick buckets.
Yeah, or at least make the defense make a tough play and hopefully pick up one of those fouls we've been talking about.
Yeah, get to the cup if you can. Worst comes to worst, get some contact to go to the free throw line. Stifler has it. And again, they'll just slow it up. I'm taking that 3. I know that Booker is long, but if he's going to give you 4 feet, why not hoist that bad boy? Guy has it. He'll dribble. Back up top. Roseman has it. To Knapp. Knapp's knocked down 3 balls tonight.
I hate to tell you, Tony, he's only attempted 4 on the year, so that's probably why.
Yeah, well. Stifler drives left side. And again, another over 30-second possession here. Nice hesitation put back. So Colin Guy on the hesitation gets the defender in the air, misses, gets his own rebound, and cuts the lead to just 10 now with 4:05 to go.
Give him credit there for sticking with it. His first 2 points of the night.
Germany has it down low. Booker guarded by Stifler. Dishes it back up top. Tibbs, left side. Back up top, Slaughter drives, hangs off the backboard, no good. Gets his own rebound, no good. Bounces around, ball on the ground, picked up, and Chatard's going to push it. They find Roseman coast to coast, misses the layup. That would have been a huge opportunity there if that would have went.
That was absolutely huge. Needed that one to fall. You're not going to get too many looks like that.
So the ball was batted around. Chatard had a good look at a layup there. Roseman just couldn't finish it. It's still a 10-point game. Here's Booker. Hangs that ball in the air. Puts it in for the bucket. I think we know who our Piper Logistics player of the game is going to be.
Yeah, he's making it pretty easy for us. That time catching, keeping the ball up out of his chin and finishing over the defender.
Here's a little bit more aggression from Chatard. Offensive rebound to Knapp. Knapp finds Roseman. He'll drive, hang in the air. Might have gotten hit. Ball bounces around, and another second chance opportunity for Chatard. 3 in the air, no good. It bounces off the scoreboard. And it'll go back over to Cathedral. It's a 12-point Cathedral lead with 2:45 to go. Hey, if you like what you see tonight, please let us know. Email us at coach@indianasrn.org. If you'd like to help us get more student athletes on the air, go to our website, indianasrn.org. Hit that donate button. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. We have the second semifinal coming up right after this one. Addicts taking on Covenant Christian right here on IndianaSRN. We semifinal number 2. That's a travel.
Yep.
Didn't mean to call it out, but moved the feet a little bit too much there, and the turnover gives it back to Chatard. And now, Ben, you need some threes.
You do, and it was big. They weren't able to come up with the points those last 2 possessions. We saw the breakaway layup and then a couple second chance opportunities.
And here's a drive by Stifler, hangs in the air. Booker.
He's not afraid to run the floor either. There's been a few times we've seen him streaking down there, beating everyone down the floor.
He gets a 3 ball here, no good. Offensive rebound. Tibbs misses his own rebound. Back to Booker. Ball batted around. He about hits it on the bottom of the backboard, turns around. And it is just a man amongst boys down there. Puts it into left hand, I believe. Is that 21? And we've got a travel on the outset. So
that one gave him 23, actually.
23 on the night. It's a 14-point lead for Cathedral, and they have really taken over here in this fourth quarter.
And, I mean, coming into this one, if we were being honest, we probably would expect at some point Chatard wasn't going to be able to hang with them. And we really got to give them a lot of credit for that first half effort they had, but Chatard's just got the better talent, better all-around team. But I think end of the season scope, this Chatard team has a very good chance, already 4-0 against all sectional opponents, to go in there and win their sectional.
So Chatard gets a quick bucket. Roseman gets it. Here's a drive. Scoop shot, no good, and he'll go to the line. And like you mentioned, Chatard's a team that is built to make a run in the tournament. They've got a lot of good players, but sometimes you're just outmanned, and the athletes that Cathedral have shown tonight with Booker obviously going to Michigan State next year. You've also got Tibbs who's going to play college football at Purdue. You've got some speedsters out there that can finish at the rim.
Yeah, and the thing I love most about Chatard is really they don't beat themselves. They make you make the right plays to take advantage of when they're not in the right spots. And we've seen on the defensive end, they're a good defensive unit. They talk well on defense, and it's really a team effort. I know we've seen Davidson really carry the load, but we saw it at moments throughout this game. There's guys that'll step up, hit shots. Roseman's a very capable scorer. They've also got some three-point shooters out there. So you take away this game, you say you gave it a good effort. There's obviously some things you could have done better, but overall this was a good showing by Chatard.
Yeah, and when you think about Cathedral, we talk about that athleticism. You think about when they've got a guy like Kohler in the game who's 6'6", next to Booker who's 6'11". It's hard to get high percentage looks down in the post, and that's really what took Chatard out of this game.
Yeah, there was a few times we would see Robertson be able to beat his guy off the dribble and make a nice play, but other than that, it was mainly mid-range shots and threes that were going down for Chatard, and unfortunately, they weren't hitting too many in the second half.
It's a 14-point lead for Cathedral. Stifler has it. Dishes it to Roseman. So Cathedral on Monday night will play in the championship against the winner of game number 2. Chatard with the basketball. Guy shoots a 3 off the front of rim, no good. Batted around for it. And here we go. On the run. Let's see if we get an alley-oop here. Throws it up. Booker puts it in with his left hand. That would have been the icing on the cake, although it probably is anyway.
Yep, gives him 25 on the night.
So a big night for the Michigan State commit. Stifler has it. Nonchalant dribble. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trojans.
So we get another look at it here.
He wanted to throw it up, but the pass was just a little bit too low.
Yeah, but you got to give him a little bit more to work with there.
Throw that thing off the backboard, see what happens.
I think I've seen that. I think 2 years ago, I think we were doing a tech game and someone got a breakaway, threw it off the backboard, and they slammed it home.
Stifler with the mid-range jumper puts it in. And it's 65-51, 30 seconds to go. I think if you're Cathedral, you just go ahead, dribble this thing out, and live to see Monday night.
Yep.
Guy commits the foul.
I do want to give a shout-out to Nolan Stifler, though. He kind of set the tone here for Chatard to get it going, and then all night he's been fighting down there with Booker.
Big assignment for him.
Doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah. So the foul will put Tibbs on the line. He's had a big night.
Yeah, he was the guy in the second quarter when things were kind of struggling to end that first quarter. He got things going from the free throw line, was able to do a lot of good things in that second quarter.
So first of the 1-on-1, no good. Roseman tracks it down, dribbles it, deflected out of bounds. So 23.7 remain in semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance tournament. And Chatard will get some underclassmen in the game to get a little bit of experience here. I want to thank everybody at Tech this entire tournament. the City Alliance tournament. It's been fun being here in game number 1. Game number 2 coming up right here on IndianaSRN. So the subs in for Chatard. 20 seconds to go. Bucket down low, good. Give it to Semler. He's the only starter remaining in the game. 65-53, a 12-point advantage for Cathedral. And with 7 seconds to go, that's where this one will end. So the Fighting Irish with a big second half to knock off Chatard in semifinal number 1, 65-53. When we come back, we'll look at some stats and more. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Cathedral advances to the championship game of the City Alliance tournament with a 12-point, 65-53 victory over Chatard in game number 1 of the semifinals. Ben Wood, Tony Donahue with you. Ben, size. We talked about it in the pregame. Size was going to be the difference here tonight for Cathedral, and the athleticism shown by Tibbs, Booker, and Slaughter was all too much for Chatard as Cathedral wins this one by 12.
Yeah, Booker led all scorers with 25 points. Tibbs not far behind him with 17. So those two guys were really the main focal point. Something we probably expected heading into this one. And with Jake Davis out, that really kind of put more on their shoulders. And they answered the call in this one. Mentioned Tibbs with a big second quarter. And it was Booker in the first quarter had 11 and then had 6 in each of the second half quarters. So he really spread things out, and he made that 25 points look pretty easy.
We'll take one more break, come back, give you our Piper Logistics player of the game. Again, Cathedral with a big victory, 65-53, right here on IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a deer. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back. Final in game number 1. Cathedral 65-53 over Chatard on IndianaSRN in semifinal number 1 of the City Alliance tournament. Game 2, semifinal number 2 coming up between Addicts and Covenant Christian. Ben, who you got for our Piper Logistics player of the game for that first one?
I mentioned him right before the break. It's Xavier Booker, had 25 points, 3 blocks to go with it. We saw a couple nice dunks as well. And you mentioned during the break, he was out most of that second quarter, so really got things going to start the game, and then in the second half just continued where he picked up. So he's our Piper Logistics player of the game. And then over on Chatard's side, it was Davidson leading the team with 15 points, and then Roseman and Knapp both with 11 each. And I mentioned this. Give Chatard some credit. They came out with some really good fight, hung with him through that first half, and then Cathedral's athleticism and size just caught up to him in the second half, and it was Cathedral coming away in the second.
Xavier Booker showing you why he is a Michigan State commit. About 20 minutes away from tip time of game number 2, the semifinals of the City Alliance tournament here from Tech High School in downtown Indianapolis. Stay with us. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.